If you're gunning for a top score on the IELTS, you already know that English tenses can be an absolute nightmare, right? Get them wrong and you can kiss those precious points goodbye. But what if there was a simple, visual way to get them right every single time? Well, stick around because we're about to break down a method that turns those confusing grammar rules into one simple, straight line.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Does your head spin trying to figure out if you should use past simple, present perfect, or past perfect? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It's one of the most common traps people fall into under the pressure of the IELTS exam. But the solution isn't to go memorize more rules. It's actually about learning to see time. So let's first talk about what I like to call the IELTS tense trap. This is exactly where those seemingly small grammar mistakes can cost you big, crucial points, and they can hold you back from getting the score you actually need. The good news, though, it's completely avoidable once you see how. Does any of this sound familiar? Maybe you've been in the speaking test, trying to describe a past event, but you used the wrong tense, and your whole story just got confusing. Or maybe in your writing, you mixed up the sequence of events. These aren't just little slip-ups. To an IELTS examiner, they're huge red flags for coherence and accuracy, and that hits your score directly. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's get to the solution. I want you to forget about memorizing complex grammar charts for a second. We're going to focus on one simple, powerful idea: visualizing time. So meet the timeline method. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You literally draw a line to represent time. When you start placing actions on this line, all those abstract grammar rules suddenly become visible, and they just make sense. You're basically turning confusion into clarity with a simple drawing. It's a game changer. And making one couldn't be easier. Seriously, you just draw a line. Right in the middle, you put a little marker for now. That's the present moment. Everything to the left of now is the past, and everything to the right is the future. That's it. This simple little tool is the foundation for mastering every single English tense. So, how does this simple line solve those super tricky tense problems? Let's put it into action. We're going to look at some classic points of confusion for IELTS students. Check this out. Look at how the timeline just instantly clarifies a really common mix-up: past simple versus present perfect. I worked in London in 2019. Visually, that's just a single finished dot on the timeline in the past. The action is done, over. But I have worked in London. That shows something totally different. It shows an action from the past that has a direct link, a relevance to now. It's like an arrow pointing from the past to today. This visual difference is everything. One's a finished event, the other is a relevant experience. See the difference? The timeline also completely clears up any confusion between multiple past actions. Take past perfect. You see a clear sequence. One action is finished before the next one even starts. They're two separate dots on the timeline. But with past continuous, you see an interruption. One action is this ongoing line, and then, bam, another action, a dot, suddenly happens right in the middle of it. The picture tells the whole story. You don't even need the rules anymore. And that really is the core idea here. When you're just memorizing, you're trying to recall all this abstract information under a ton of pressure. It's stressful. But when you visualize, you are simply describing what you see on your mental timeline. It's a fundamental shift from just remembering to actually understanding. So, how does this all come together as a real practical strategy for your IELTS success? Because this isn't just some clever trick, it's a tool that builds real, solid language skill. So why is this method so darn effective? Well, for one, it creates instant clarity, which means you can eliminate all that guesswork. And when you can see the right tense, your confidence in both speaking and writing just skyrockets. That, of course, directly boosts your grammar score. And the best part, this visual tool works for every single tense in the English language. So, here's the most important takeaway. The timeline method puts you in the driver's seat. You're no longer just at the mercy of all these confusing grammar rules. You now have a logical, reliable system for understanding and using English tenses correctly. Every single time. You are in control. So next time you're practicing, just put the grammar book aside for a minute, grab a pen, draw a line, mark now, and start placing your sentences on that timeline. It's not a question of if you can master tenses, but how fast you can do it once you start visualizing them. So are you ready to take control?